Thank you so much for joining us. Now, solemn tears and heartfelt tribute flow at the Ejisu constituency as former Member of Parliament John Kumah is being laid to rest after his sudden demise on March 7, 2024. Constituent, family and government functionaries have poured their tribute to the former Member of Parliament, eulogizing him for his contribution to the Ejisu constituency. Sympathizers, including Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and leadership of the New Patriotic Party alongside Parliament gathered around for final farewells as they bid adieu to a respected figure in Ghanaian politics. My colleague Nana Bwachi Yadom has more.
Ejisu constituency, we know of the contribution the former Deputy Finance Minister has made so far for the New Patriotic Party and the Ejisu constituency at large. Well, there's been a day of solemn tears and heartfelt gratitude here at the JoyNews Park from families, friends, members of Parliament and government functionaries, many of them eulogizing the former Deputy Finance Minister John Kumah.
The news of John Kumah's passing was devastating, plunging the entire nation into shock at the unexpected loss of such a passionate politician. He was renowned for his selflessness, intellectual brilliance, and warm personality. A man blessed with a good heart. His departure has left a void, and this grief is beyond consolation. Nature has dealt us a cruel blow, taking John away in his prime. Indeed, we have lost a dedicated public servant. I have lost a friend and a strong supporter. We appeal and pray to the good Lord to keep John in his bosom. While we are gathered here to mourn and still in shock, we find solace in John's remarkable legacy. So much done and achieved in his short stay on earth.
We heard from the New Patriotic Party's General Secretary Justin Frimpong-Kodia, who has also said that the party has lost a great giant.
The late Dr. Kumah has fought a good fight. He has finished the race and kept the faith. I'm confident that the good people of Ejisu consistently reposed in him. He had fierce independence and innate decency. While the MPP mourns with Ejisu man and the nation at large, the untimely demise of our brother and friend, we also once again share with Ghanaians and the bereaved family, in particular, our deepest condolences. May his gentle soul continue to rest in peace, and may generations continue to learn from his selfless service to God and country.
Jerusalem, ayo my concro. Na yenim se John Kumah ya denyara de bimini ubeshia. Ibeshia wo my concro atiti ni nisio ni hobiem. Ejojo ni nitan ni hobiem. Akayo ni ebufu ni hobiem. Na hodiem ni se ye don wo Nyankopon do bebom. Na ebenchina akosida eni ewiye.
Solemn tears and heartfelt tributes being shared by family, children, friends, government, members of Parliament, the clergy, and everybody who joined to celebrate the life and the contribution John Kumah gave out to Ghana and the Ejisu constituency at large. Political parties from both divide, the MPP and the NDC, represented in their large numbers, and also the founder and leader of the Movement for Change, Alan Kojo Chematin, was also present here at the final funeral rites observation of the late Member of Parliament for the Ajoso constituency, John Ampontia Kumah. So these are the scenes from the Onyi Roman Catholic School Park.
Sad one there. But moving on, the former Deputy Attorney General and the new patriotic NPP parliamentary candidate for the Tempani constituency, Joseph Diok Benka, has been appointed as the Deputy MD of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited. His appointment has been announced in a communique from the presidency dated 17th May 2024 and signed by Secretary to the President, Nana Abedieto Asante. Let's bring you that statement there. You have it on your screen, and it reads, appointment of Deputy Managing Director of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited. The President of the Republic has nominated Mr. Joseph Diok Benka for appointment as the Deputy Managing Director of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited. Attached is his curriculum vitae. Kindly take the necessary step to regularize the said appointment in accordance with the relevant provisions of the Companies Act 2019 Act 929 and the Constitution of the company. Please accept the President's best wishes. Signed, Nana Abedieto Asante, Secretary to the President, and copied to the Honorable Minister of Energy, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempre. The Ghana Boundary Commission says it is set to construct intermediary boundary pillars during its reaffirmation exercise to replace destroyed pillars. As it says, it will help clearly define the country's boundaries. Speaking during a sensitization program in the border community of Namo in the Upper East region, Commissioner General Major General Emmanuel Kotia urged the residents to do their part in ensuring that the country's boundaries are protected.
Currently, we are in negotiations. We're in negotiations and talks with Burkina Faso Boundary Commission so that sometime in this year we'll come and do what we call a reaffirmation. The reaffirmation means that we just coming to confirm what is on the ground. We're not going to change the borders, the demarcation of the borders. We're doing reaffirmation to check whether the pillars correspond with what we have on paper, and then probably we'll add additional pillars. One of the reasons why we may add additional pillars is that the distance between one pillar and another pillar is always long. So sometimes you realize that the local people, they don't understand what the pillars are. So because it's very far from each other, we have people who would end up building into either Burkina Faso or building into Ghana without anybody, which is not their fault, because they don't know the actual demarcation or the markings of the international boundary. So you see here that we have examples of buildings that have gone into Burkina Faso and probable buildings from Burkina Faso that are coming just because the demarcations are not clear and other things that people are not being educated. So that's why our coming here, we're using this opportunity to sensitize you to understand the essence of the pillars and the international border line. Some of you are related, relation-wise, culture, and marriage-wise, we are related to them. But of course, the sanctity of the boundary line must be respected. We are not saying that you shouldn't visit each other, but then the sanctity of the boundary line is important for us to maintain Ghana as a territory. Ghana can only be recognized as a territory when we have defined boundaries, both maritime, land, and even air boundaries.
West Africa Programs Director of Global Peace Building Organization Conciliation Resources, Janet Adama Mohammed, urged residents to cooperate with the Ghana Boundary Commission to do its daily work in the border community.
It is important that we take this reaffirmation of boundaries seriously, because it is going to help us to also identify the people in the cross-border regions that we can relate with officially. There are often challenges that are the underlying drivers of tension and relationships in this region. Chiefs and traditional leaders, you are often responsible for resolving these tensions, and sometimes you bring them to the security officials. But in our present day situation, we have issues that are beyond just resolving them at the traditional level, because we have insurgency in the Sahel, and it definitely has impact. Our women, youth, and children cross the lands to go to farms, they go to markets, they also go to undertake other social activities, cultural activities. And so we want safety in the area so that we can interact as neighbors. And so as traditional authorities and as people, as security officials, it's important that we take this exercise seriously because of how it is going to help us to stay safe.
Apostle James Tettey, once a vibrant man of God, has been bedridden for over a year due to complications from prostate issues that began in 2016. He now urgently needs financial support to cover his mounting medical bills. JoyNews' Irama Akwa has more in the following report.
As at now, my legs, it's like they're putting fire. My legs is burning.
Pain, discomfort, and having to lie on his back all day. These are the ordeal Apostle James Tettey goes through, the once vibrant man of God of the Assemblies of God Church, who was also into church planting, has been bedridden for a year and 3 months. In 2016, Apostle Tettey had prostate issues and sought help. He got better, but in March 2023, the illness resurfaced. He visited private hospitals in his community at Kaswa Ofanko and was referred to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for proper diagnosis.
My legs is burning me, seriously, and my palm all is crumbling like, Gary, there's Gary in my, and I can't wake up myself. If I'm trying to wake up, they will help me to lift myself.
Apostle Nate is unable to pass stool unless he takes a drug to help in discharging his stool. His wife remains the only person who helps lift him from the bed he lies on all day.
I can't go to toilet myself. If I want to urinate now, they have to put a chamber pot under me. So it's even on the table before I can urinate. If there's nobody here, I will just urinate. Even if I will go to toilet and there's nobody here, I will just. So they bought a chamber pot, a very big one, and they will fix it. So if on ground like this, and I want to go to toilet, my wife and my daughter cannot. But I don't also put a pamper, so unless they tell me and put some rubber, and as at now, even for me to come out, to come and wait for you was a taboo. Because I don't go to toilet every 3 days unless I take medicine. I won't go to toilet, even 4 days. And if I go to toilet, my sister, my anus is like they have put in fire.
Despite going through other surgeries and being in pain, Apostle Tettey still holds his faith strong in God and believes he will be healed, but is appealing to the general public to support him financially.
I have not finished my work. I know I will not die. Now, all that I need is financial support for my treatment. Because of this sickness, I've sold my own car. You see things that I've sold.
Unable to control her tears, wife of Reverend Tettey says she has had to close her shop as money meant for her business have all been used to take care of her husband's illness. She now carries a huge burden, having to pay for loans she took to take care of her husband's condition.
Advance free. No, from must be able to 12 million. No, from me, that I be over tobacco politics. Me not to a man saving. I do. Me to shop of what? Chewate, Mister, need Jim, need that. It's about to discuss about to come up a baby. The day touching me, you be curious. Let me wow. Let me wow. Just I.
We go and borrow, we go and take loans and all that to sustain his health. So
Philip Tettey Nati is the third child of Apostle Nati. He says he's used all his earnings to take care of his father's medical bills.
His prostrate. His prostrate problem, and in fact, every time that you go and do this test, whenever you go and come, almost 3,500 for him to leave here to Kuala Lumpur and back. Sometimes taxi going 3 million short. If you are taking it, the smallest fare is 400 every time, and sometimes in a week you have to go about 3 times, or yes, if you have not gone 1 or 2 in every week, we are drained. We are drained because you are a junior staff working in Accra, and every time you also have family to take care of, your wife and children. Every time you have to send money, have to bring money, and how much are you even earning?
Reverend Tettey Nati needs urgent financial support to enable him undergo a series of tests and surgeries at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital.
Bedridden James Tettey Nati needs financial support for medical bills, so you can send your support to the Momo number 0544 836813. 0544-836813 to Augustina Nate. Another Momo number is 0544-836813 to Augustina Nate. You're still watching the JoyNews Prime here with me, Carlos Caloni. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Welcome back. Now, a non-governmental organization, Pencils of Promise, has made a significant contribution to restoring education in the flood-affected areas in the North Tongue district of the Volta region. The organization refurbished classroom blocks and presented educational materials to be distributed to schools that experienced flooding due to the spillage of the Akosombo and Ekpon dams. There's more in the following report by Fred Kwame Asari.
Thousands of schools were affected by the flooding incident in communities downstream of the Volta River after the Akosombo and Ekpon dams were spilled by the Volta River Authority. The Mepe Roman Catholic Basic School was one of the hardest hit schools in the area. The Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Okujetu Ablakwa, narrated the ordeal of the floods.
From the Akosombo dam, those who visited us at the heart of the disaster will have observed that the country director narrated, you have observed that it was simply possible to walk into these clouds. You had to be assisted by boat, and you have to be ferried from one point to the other, not to be able to enter these classrooms, but to be told that beneath you are schools.
To help restore normalcy and ensure continuous education, Pencils of Promise rehabilitated the 9-unit structure of the Mepe Roman Catholic Basic School and the kindergarten unit. The organization also made available educational materials which would be distributed to about 5 schools in the catchment area. Freeman Goba is the country director of Pencils of Promise.
An enrollment of 909 learners will benefit from. In total, Mepe RC, Batovume, Batozomai, Fiaho, and Anyako are beneficiaries of this, what we are doing. So they are all going to receive this material.
Now, in business, Communications and Digitalization Minister Esla Owusu-Ekuful is pushing for more collaboration with all the financial sector regulators to effectively deal with rising fraud cases in the mobile money sector. She believes this is one of the surest ways to restore confidence, especially in the mobile money space.
So thank you so much for your time and brilliant speech yesterday, reading through.
Sincere apologies will bring you that insert in our subsequent bulletins. That's all we have here on the JoyNews Prime. And thank you so much for watching. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Scaloni. Have a great evening.